All right, so 2023, we're about to say goodbye to you. You've been a big year for my family, but also like ready to move to the next year, like ready for new things. So this fall, we celebrated our 16-year wedding anniversary. It's kind of crazy. Our marriage can drive now, which is funny because every year for anniversary, Chris and I have always gone on a road trip. Like it's usually planned at the very last minute, and then we just kind of see where it takes us. And then we get like a tattoo, like a little passport stamp. Like this one's Salem. This one is from Door County. We have like the Smokies, a lot of different ones, but we also are missing quite a few. For us, it's like this time that we get together where we can talk. It's like, you know, you can only do so much on your phone, and then it's just each other. And we've always done this thing where we can just spend hours just like coming up with new ideas and just like getting it out. Sometimes it's even therapy for us. It is much harder now with kids. Like don't get me wrong. Like this year I also did a casting in the back of a car, but without kids, but that was a whole other story, so it doesn't matter. Maybe that can go on the podcast one day. So anyways, on these road trips, we would always find like an orchard to go to. I have so many photos of Chris and I, so many anniversaries, just like with the apple. But now we get to experience it with our babies. To see Rooney going through all the apples,
delicious,
and deciding which one she wanted, and sitting in the back of a wagon. For 2024, I'd like to do more of that. Again, not a recap video, not a what would I do better the next year. It's crazy to look back at this footage of the orchard because like 3 months ago, and the kids already just look older. I mean, they just have grown so much. Rooney celebrated her 3rd birthday. We threw her a rager at the Uppy Uppy. All our neighborhood pals came out, and we can continue. Like, so yes, we got to celebrate, and Rooney definitely art directed everything. She was like, I want cupcakes with birthday hats, and that was because it was a reference to Gabby's dollhouse. Wild to see like just how she explores and like her excitement, and it was really fun kind of putting together this party for her. We're not like big on doing parties every year, but for her 3rd, it just felt big. And also like we just moved here, so we wanted to like, she had all these new friends and she was like really excited, but man, it was a lot of work and it was a lot of fun, but woof. And then Mac also turned 1, and that was like the next month, like Mac turns 1, and so I did it all over again, but this time like
hey,
and a boy. We did Avery's birthday party. Got to celebrate the little man turning 1, and I'm saying it just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. He did just take his first steps 2 weeks ago, and he's like still kind of getting the hang of it, but you know, not like full confidence yet. But 2024, it's happening. Mac is gonna be a walker. Okay, so then we celebrated Halloween. It was like bam, 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 bam. But anyways, Halloween was super fun. Yeah. We did it with our neighborhood to enjoy it at our new house. I don't know how long I'm gonna say new house for. It's been 6 months now, but for some reason it's still a new home. I got to go trick-or-treating with like 15 or 20 of the neighborhood kids just running down the block. And I think those moments of just like where you feel like you've seen this before and you really wanted it, and here it is. And seeing my little girl going up those steps in her very adorable caterpillar costume. That's a Halloween's blast. There was like this moment we went to like we were finishing up trick-or-treating, and some of our friends had a little they do like an annual Halloween party in their backyard, and it was just like sitting down with these kids, and Rooney's just like snacking. And it just felt like, wow, like, and Rooney's like sharing with her little friends and having conversations. And I was like, wow, I'm just so grateful that my kid is making these new friends. And then on the flip side, Chris and I are making like these real friends ourselves. And I have great friends. Like, it's funny because this past year in like my vision board, I wanted to spend more time with some of my friends already, make more time for myself, make more time like just going out. And I didn't do that a whole lot, but then I sort of did, like tiptoeing back in. I wanted to also like make new girlfriends, and I had no idea that I was gonna find that in my neighbors. Mom's night out, moms go mild, I would say. Like, we were pretty wild at point. I mean, we definitely did like a pyramid at the dance club we ended up at, and it didn't get us kicked out, and we really thought it might, and it just like didn't happen. But that's okay. Next time, girls, we're gonna just like, I don't know, like our husbands are gonna be coming and getting us. We got to travel back to Mexico City this year for work with one of our favorite teams. It was a multimedia campaign. We did the TV spot, the OLV, the banners, and then like a lot of like still assets, like product and talent. So I'm like really excited. It's like skincare, it's really pretty, but also just like really fresh. This time Mac was on the outside and none of us got sick. So that was just, already started off great. I know it sounds crazy that we bring both our kids with us when we travel and like with work. It's definitely not the easiest, and it's definitely not the cheapest option. We've actually had quite a bit of conversations around this and like bringing the kids and like uprooting them, or just, like, it's a lot. Is it worth it? I think like it's not for everyone, and I think it just depends on. One of the reasons I waited partially to have kids, I think there was this like fear of choosing work and being there for the kids. And like, I knew that we would be traveling a lot and for like extended periods of time, and bringing them, we thought if we can make it happen and we can actually see them, wouldn't that be an awesome opportunity? And I think we just like always visualized us toting them around, and let's do it. Like, in the beginning, we would like bring my mom a lot, and sometimes my dad would come, and now we bring our nanny. This last trip, we got to bring my mom and my nanny because it's like the first time we traveled with both kids for work and my nanny's first time. Faith was like awesome, and it just turned out to be actually really great. We still get to do our mornings together, to wake up and just see those little ones, and to do our little morning routine, even though it's like in a hotel room and we're just all together. Most nights I can still make bedtime. I know it's not gonna last forever. I know like they're gonna be going to school and they're getting to an age where it's not gonna be forever. I can't even begin to tell you when you're walking down the streets of Mexico City, like on a quick break, and you can hear your daughter going, "Mama," like across like this busy intersection. It's just like, no matter where we're at, we're home still. That's why we do it. This time is fleeting and precious. We know once school starts, a new change happens. I'm gonna snuggle them as much as I can and bring them. I guess I'll take this time and be selfish and show them the magic behind the curtain and show them what it means to show up. This fall, we had to say goodbye to our assistant. It guess like we knew it was coming, but we were still just like, oh no, and kind of had to hit a pause button. I think it kind of just made us like think about things a little differently. We decided to kind of take like, I guess you would say almost like a social media diet or break. Like, it wasn't a full-on break. We still like made some videos, and we still did like all the things. We still baked. We still made things. We still went places. We still ate lots of good food. I don't know, I felt this pressure adding to the noise. And it's funny because here I am, like, again, just adding to the noise, the social noise, I felt this bubbling, nagging feeling, like almost at times that like I was like struggling to stay present, worrying about how something was gonna cut or like be put together, or the clutter in the background, or it's not the perfect lighting. And I even took like a step back and just was like, I'm not gonna even use my nice camera. I'm just gonna use iPhones and just like record. And it's also like, I'm saying this in like twofold. Like, I am so grateful, beyond grateful that I have like all these moments and that I get to like look back and I have like all these like things we made and that they're very special. And I am a photographer, I am a director, and it's sometimes very hard to not want things perfect and to also just not be in the moment because you're just thinking of all these things. Also taking the pressure off of like the time to get it to post, to hurry up and put it out there. I still always had this like pressure to feel like I had to make it good. I guess it's just like how I've been conditioned with work, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And I just think it kind of caught up to us. And so we had this long conversation. We're like, well, what do we want to make? And it was a lot of more like work, like personal work. It was more like, you know, shorts. We're writing. We want to do more with our studio, and not that we don't love doing all this with the kids and that we don't love sharing our life, but that was a lot. So we paused it just to kind of watch, you know, still recording all those moments, but zero pressure to post. But here is a little bit of what you missed. We went to Louisiana, saw Chris's family. I think we had some hardships after this. We lost Chris's grandma, and right after that Thanksgiving, we didn't want to talk about it. We also lost our dog a couple weeks ago, and it's just been really hard to stay positive and to stay joyful. So we have been really just like taking time together as a family. This Christmas, we ended up staying home. We decorated, and again, I wanted to do all new decorations and lights and garland on everything. And with everything that kind of happened with our family and our pet, we paused. Again, a pause. Everything was slowed down for a minute. It felt right. But anyways, we used all of our old decorations. But this year, Elf on a Shelf arrived. Here's some of our Elf on a Shelf moments. Fair Oaks Farm. So Rooney did a little video on that and got to like narrate. It's like a family tradition now, like or go see Santa, and we take a tractor ride and we go in the lights, and it's very special and it's really fun. And I can't wait till next year. Mac will also be running through the hotel, and it'll just be so much fun. Christmas Eve, we just kind of snuggled up as a family and watched Polar Express and did The Night Before Christmas. It was magical. And then Christmas morning, Santa came. You know, we got to spend more time with our friends and our family. So like next year, or this coming year, which is like just like tomorrow basically, I want more of this. I want more moments with my family. I want to keep hanging out with new friends, making new friends. You know, we want more of this 2024.
Cookie? She's a cookie!